Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.
Welcome back, guys. We are talking about taking down that Kang in Variant 3, and the very important thing to remember here is every 20 seconds he's basically going to restore full health, and the only way you get around that is placing a shock debuff. So we have a few choices in the roster here. We do have a Stark Spidey and we have a Nebula, and we're gonna go in with Quake first. And as I know, she doesn't have shock, but I figured I'm gonna do as much damage as I can and then just quit out as soon as the timer is right about to reset. Unfortunately, I only took him down to about 97%, and then I moved on to Stark Spidey. Now, there isn't anything really all that difficult about this particular fight. We're just kind of going through, doing the motions, and I tried to build up to the SP2 as fast as possible. However, I didn't really have the greatest team for Stark Spidey, so it was very hard for me to lock that timing down, and it just didn't work out in the end. Now, I did go back and I built up the SP2 in just the right way. As you can see here, he built up back to full health, but I'm building up my SP2 and I'll be able to catch him, but that really doesn't help me out much, and it's going to be very difficult for me to catch him with another SP2. So from here, I just do the best that I can, do the most damage, and see if I can get to the SP2, but I'm not going to be able to make it, and I'm going to end up quitting out on this particular fight. So I'm pulling in Nebula here, and it's going pretty well. You know, I'm able to just charge up shocks and I can drop them on parry, or I can do heavy attacks and get a shock that way. So here I am, I'm building up my shocks, and I'm trying to get my dexes where I can so I can keep on building up my shocks. Now, the AI does get a little bit crazy. He comes in for a dash, and I'm going to dex it, boom, but then he's gonna walk up a little bit and get the pounce, and that is one of my not favorites. So then I go back, I heal up, go back in for another shot, and we're up against Kang one more time. So we're like, okay, let's go ahead and charge up, do our thing, let's get it done, putting some shock damage on him in the process, and we're just gonna build up to try to get our shocks to get to that SP2. So here's the charge strategy that I'm doing. I'm basically charging and dexing out of the way, but as you can see, the timer is coming to an end there, so I wanted to make sure to add that shock, so I got the parry to make sure that he doesn't heal, and I'm back to charging up. Now, at some point, I'm going to end up by the wall, so I'm going to use a bank to attack to make sure that I can keep him at bay. Unfortunately, I got the little dash back bug where you dash back and it hits your special because the specials bar has been moved up, and that really threw me off. Wasn't paying attention, I didn't know what was going on, so I got hit by that special. So hopefully now we can take the whole fight serious. Here is where Nebula shines, as long as you don't have any other kind of stuff going on. So again, here the strategy is to make sure we keep that shock on as much as possible, and it's really great about Nebula that you can add a shock through a heavy attack, and there's no limber on this node to make it a lot easier. So I'm just going to keep on charging here, get as much as I can, and one thing to remember that on this run of Variant, the more tech you have on your team, the longer your debuffs last if you are a tech. So you can see those shocks are lasting a long time, which is going to be really great for the SP2 when we launch it, even if you don't have full charge, because the length will be extended and you'll be doing that damage longer. So I'm closing in on that timer, I get the parry, so I send over that shock and I do a heavy just for good measure, and we are back to charging once again. So here we are again with the strategy. We are holding our block, we're charging up, and we're only just backing off for our dexes. Now he's gonna come on in and try to hit me. I dexed a little too early, so I took a hit, got a little bit lucky there, and we are closing in on that timer. It's going to have to be now, and we get it right on time. Launch the SP2, and because we have Stark Spidey on the team, the debuff will last just a little bit longer, so we get 7 ticks instead of 6, which is great, and we continue on with the fight. So here we are again on the wall doing that bank and getting that damage in. We are pushing him over to that limit. We just get our parry again, put the shock on, we protect ourselves from him getting that regen, and we are moving on with some more charging. So he throws a special, I go on in, and I don't finish the combo out because I'm not trying to push him to SP1 because I want to increase my chances to get a parry so that I can stop the healing. Now I go in, I kind of mistime my hits a little bit there, and I push into the SP3, which was not my intention, but that's okay, it's day one.
That's okay.
That's right, it's okay. So we're back on the ground and we are doing our strategy here. So we bait out that SP1 and we back off and he's gonna throw another. We go back in and he's likely gonna throw another. There it goes. And we're just gonna stay back in charge. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, here we bait out his SP1. And we go in for a single hit, back off, guarantee the parry in, make sure he doesn't heal, launch that SP2, double up on that shock, and get enough damage to finish out the fight. So anyway, guys, if you're looking for an option to go up against Kang with, Nebula works fantastically and she does a lot of damage. As long as you can get that wall play and you can get that charge play going, you're going to do real well with her. Now, I did make a few mistakes. That's okay. Like I said, first time, but I hope you guys will do even better. So let me know if you guys do. Let me know if you already used her, what you used. Put that down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Oh, potamus!
Learn a little something, take a lesson, learn it all.